2D, no fate.
All right, folks. We're back, baby. Terminator 2D, no fate. This is part of... Oh, wait, what? Hold on, let me get the controller working here. What did I do? Okay. Controller's working. We are back, going further into Terminator 2D, no fate here. If you missed the first part, you can find that on my channel there. I'm doing a full playthrough of Terminator 2D. I picked this up for my own personal enjoyment, but given its nostalgic retro graphics and, of course, topic, I mean, Terminator 2, I think a lot of people who like retro games on my channel grew up with Terminator 2 in some way, shape, or form. It really fits with sort of the retro indie theme my channel sort of encompasses these days. So let's go ahead and continue where we left off. Now, it's interesting. I kind of thought for this game I would just play it through and that would be that. But there's all these other interesting modes. And it is the holidays, and normally on the holidays I do something a little different. So maybe this is our Christmas special this year, Terminator 2. How festive. Yeah, let's just pick up where we left off. We're at Cyberdyne, I believe. I did notice that in the previous video, the game volume was a little low. So I've got it a little higher this time, so hopefully we can hear some of the sweet tunes. But hopefully also not overpower my voice. As I said before, I kind of switched my setup in recent months in terms of how I record stuff. Just for... basically to make it easier to record things, but it does mean I have to do a little more effort in getting the audio levels right when I record. I can always fix things in post, but it's just a little harder than it used to be. Now, I know the arrow is telling me to go right, but I'm immediately going left, and I don't know why. But I guess it's... Oh, look, there's a misalignment of textures here. I wonder if that's on purpose. Interesting. I don't know why I was going left. I guess because guys appeared, and I just wanted to see if there's anything over there. Oh, this is the guy that they knocked out. Okay, so these are SWAT team guys. Excuse me. That I'm shooting here. I'm just full-on gunning them down. In the movie, I don't think they technically killed any SWAT members in the Cyberdyne heist. So in the movie, you know, they break into Cyberdyne, the security guards find out, they call the police, the SWAT teams show up, they like surround the building and all that stuff. Miles Dyson unfortunately gets killed in that whole process. Hank Schrader from Breaking Bad is one of the SWAT team officers. Always like that little... You can barely see his face because... Whoa, God. You can barely see his face because of his mask, but... Oh, there we go. Oh, you can actually grab these guys. But definitely after Breaking Bad, I can totally recognize his voice, so... I can just, like... Could I just beat guys up? Oh, maybe there's like a non-lethal way of doing this. I'm just killing everyone. Anyway, where's I going with this? Oh yeah, so in, this robot looks like it's from Star Wars. Like that little robot on the Star Destroyer that Chewbacca growls at and it runs away scared. Which I always thought was kind of funny that a robot could get scared. Anyway, yeah, I don't think that any cops got killed. And there's one scene in that whole Cyberdyne section where Arnold goes out with like a minigun. As a kid, I always thought it was a Vinigun. Like, I'd never heard of a minigun, so I'm like, he's got a Vinigun! And I would like say that in the schoolyard. Clearly incorrect. But anyway, he shoots him with a Vinigun. Oh, that guy had the gas canister gun. A very satisfying thunk, thunk. Oh, I can blow those up, sweet. Sarah's on her own on this. I don't know where the rest of the guys are. Doing Terminator and John Connery things, I guess. And Miles Dyson things. He's probably still alive with them at this point. Whoa. Oh! Holy moly! He just terminated me with a grenade. Dang. Do I have to redo the whole level? Continue. Give it a shot. Okay, Vinigun, minigun. My whole point is Arnold Schwarzenegger has this awesome minigun. And you would think oh yeah, this is the gun they're going to use to help take down the T-1000. I mean, look at that thing. And they know the T-1000 is a threat. It always felt like such a waste that he took the minigun and just fired it at a bunch of cop cars. Because when he was like, I'll take care of the cops, I feel like what he did absolutely nothing to slow the cops down. If anything, it escalated the situation such that they were like, God damn, we have to go into this building, guns blazing. Like, don't even stop firing. Like, just start shooting as the doors open. You know what I mean? So I almost have always thought, I like the little inflatable dinosaur in the background, by the way. I'm pretty sure that's in the background of the Miles Dyson scenes at Cyberdyne. I always kind of thought that Arnold, that the T-800 there was a little bit to blame for Miles Dyson's death, because I kind of feel like if he hadn't literally opened fire on the entire Los Angeles Police Department with a minigun, thereby wasting all those good minigun bullets that you could have used in the T-1000. So first of all, it didn't make sense because it, you know, now you can't use them on the T-1000. But second of all, then it like just escalates with the cops, that they have to come in very aggressively and start shooting people. So it's almost like maybe Miles Dyson's death is his fault. I know this game has alternate timelines, and I don't know if they got this subtle, but I would almost like to see an alternate timeline where Arnold does not, you know, go nuts and shoot all the cops, where the cops then come in with non-lethal force and Miles Dyson survives. You know what I mean? Like maybe that could be an alternate. I don't know. I do like that we already saw an alternate sort of hint that there would be an alternate later on where you get to kill Miles Dyson as Sarah Connor in his house, which if you go back and watch that scene, that's a brutal scene, man. Like his kid is there, like, don't hurt me, don't hurt me, don't hurt my dad, and you know, Miles Dyson is like begging for the life of his family because he doesn't know who Sarah Connor is. She's a gun-toting maniac who's just broken into her house and is trying to kill him. He's like, just let the kid and the woman go, you know. It is such an emotional, intense scene, and I think Sarah obviously was right for not killing him and couldn't do it, but you get why she felt like she had to, because it's like to save the world, right? And yeah, it's a very powerful scene. It's one of the reasons that I think Terminator is just so, I mean, this is not a new, it's not like nobody's had this observation before, but I mean, like, you could have made Terminator 2 where you just focused on the action and the sci-fi elements, and it would have sucked, frankly. I mean, I'm not saying it couldn't have been a little good, but it would not have been the Terminator 2 that we got, because it's like, I mean, I don't know how many times Hollywood has to hear this. It's like you focus on the relationships and the stories, and it's like everything else is truly backdrop. And yes, I think the Terminator universe is really cool, and you know, I like the backdrop. But if it was just backdrop, that's how you make shitty movies, you know? So, but yeah, there's my genius, non-original, you know, observation, is that you gotta write compelling, character-driven stories. But I guess it's just one of those things where, like, it's easy to watch Terminator 2 and forget. You know, think it's about Terminators and AI and Skynet, and that's why everyone loves it. And it's like, sort of. The universe is cool. But you gotta have compelling characters, you know? You gotta have compelling situations that they find themselves in. Yeah. Something else that I never sort of picked up on as a kid, that somebody like mentioned later, and I was like, oh yeah, that is true, is that in Terminator 2, the whole premise of the Terminator movies, 1 and 2, and those are all that we will acknowledge exist, is that basically, Skynet obviously is trying to stop John Connor. It's trying to stop him from being conceived. Trying to stop him from existing. And so Skynet sends his Terminators back in time to kill him. I mean, that's the plot of the movie. If you missed that part, you weren't paying attention. Oh, there's John. Speak of the devil. John. Is that supposed to be Miles Dyson? That does not look like him in terms of the clothes or the ethnicity or anything. He also got killed at a different point in the timeline there. Interesting. What? This is not how it goes in the movie. He drives a motorcycle onto the helicopter there. Cyberdyne. Interesting. So they sort of, I mean, games would do this, where they sort of get you to the same A to B to C point, but the intermediate steps are a little different. Step on it, the T-1000 right behind us. Anyway, so Terminator is all about like trying to stop John Connor from existing, but by the end of Terminator 2, they're destroying Cyberdyne and stuff, and essentially they are stopping Skynet from existing, right? Like I knew that's what they were doing, but it never really occurred to me that, oh, Skynet sending Terminators back to stop John Connor actually stopped itself from being created. Which, again, is totally undone if you watch anything more than T2, but we will not talk about such nonsense on this channel here. Shoot, 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 shoot. Oh, and then B to take cover. Oof. Cover. Shoot, 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 cover. Oh, shoot, I think I got hit again. Shoot, 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 shoot. Cover. Yeah. Cover. Alright, I got the pattern down. Here's another fun fact. This helicopter chase scene is obviously very famous. Really awesome scene. There's a scene where the T-1000 flies a helicopter, underneath a bridge overpass. And that scene, I believe, was actually filmed by James Cameron himself, because no camera operator would do it. It was considered too dangerous and against union rules. And so I think James Cameron literally had to get behind the camera and do it, because like literally no union cameraman would do it. It was such a dangerous stunt, which is pretty crazy actually. But it makes, whenever I see that scene of the movie, it makes me appreciate it even more. To be like, yeah, that's not CGI. They actually flew a helicopter under an overpass. That's actually nuts. Yeah, this is actually getting a little difficult here. Gotta pay more attention. Anyway, there's just so much you could say about Terminator, the movies. Although maybe I'll run out of stuff to say at some point. Oof! He's ramming us. Oh! Sarah Connor got terminated. Terminated. Alright. Ooh, and I think we failed. J. I love seeing these endoskeletons. I had a Terminator T-800 action figure like this as a kid, and it was awesome. I mean, they're robot skeletons. That's fucking sick. You know what I mean? Like, it's just cool. All right, we got the high score. We are #1, although we failed. Okay. Oh, that's freaking it? Wait. I thought... Oh, no. I thought as we unlock the levels, we could just jump to them. No continues, no saves. All right, well... I think we're going to have to try again, and in the interest of actually getting to the end of the game, I had to pump the difficulty down a bit. I didn't realize the stakes were that high, guys. So we're going to go through some levels that we already saw. And so as a result, we'll kind of skip a lot of these cutscenes that we've seen before. I just assumed as you unlocked levels, you could restart and jump to any level you wanted. I didn't realize it was like a one and done kind of thing. Otherwise, I would have been taking this way more seriously. All right. Well, this gives us a good chance to practice and get better at the game, I think. Also, we probably... Oh, we have infinite continues now. That's what we need. All right. So now we can actually get to the end of the game. This is what I thought the game was, is infinite continues. Yeah, anyway. I've said my piece. Oh, and look at this. Hold on, there's a store in here.
Weapon upgrade.
Weapon upgrade, baby. Didn't even notice that the first time through. Maybe we'll notice things that we didn't see the first time through. Do I have unlimited ammo? This thing, I don't see an ammo thing. Stupid Mad Max punk stealing John. Melee this crap. I like how they're like Jason Voorhees terrorists. They got like the Jason masks. They just needed some other guys to have Freddy Krueger gloves going on. Ooh. Didn't know you could break those boxes. Ah, you dick. We got hit once on easy. I feel shame. Oh, we got hit more than once. The guns are really satisfying, like, I can even hear, like, the shell casings landing on the ground. Like, there's little animations of the guys, like, reloading the gun and stuff. Oh, God. Oh, we'll take that health. Alright, John is in a cage. I don't remember this scene from Terminator 2, but maybe it was in the special edition or something. Ooh. Yeah, I can just stand right here. It's actually shockingly easy. Whatever. Just take a few shots. Yeah, like those the gunshots are actually really satisfying out of this gun. Like that sound. I guess I should watch my health. I'm getting too reckless now. Oh, never mind. We blew through that. I love a good time paradox story, I think, is what I've realized about myself. If you guys have ever seen the movie Primer, that's a really good movie. It's about some scientists, some engineers who accidentally discover time travel, but it's literally the most grounded story of time travel I've ever seen, and also like one of the most hard to understand and yet interesting at the same time. There's also Dark, is very famous. I think it's a Netflix series, but it's all in German. You know what? I guess I'm known as a lazy individual. I always skip cutscenes, don't like reading in video games and stuff. There have been a few series and movies that I've enjoyed over the years that have been like non-English, but I mean, I don't mean to be like elitists about English or anything. I'm just more lazy than anything. I don't usually watch dubbed shows and stuff, so when Dark came out, I kind of like skipped it. Wasn't necessarily all that interested in it. Like the premise did interest me a bit, but then when I found out it was dubbed, I was like, oh, it's a shame. And after someone I knew, my cousin actually was telling me about it, I went and I watched some videos. It was like season 1 recap of Dark. And I was actually blown away. I mean, it has a lot of similarities to Primer, and I think the writers of Dark even mentioned that Primer helped inspire the show. It's also very like Stranger Things-y and like what's that other show everyone likes, Twin Peaks. Never watched that show, but I think it's a bit like that. Anyway, it's got all sorts of cool mysteries, but time travel does underlie it all. And to this day, I have not watched Dark, and I always do kind of wish they would do an English remake, but at the same time, I get why they didn't do it, because like from all the scenes I have watched, clips and recaps and analyses videos, which I've watched a lot, pretty much anything on YouTube about it I've consumed. So I've done everything short of actually watched the show. But I personally think it might be one of the best and most interesting time travel stories out there. And I guess selfishly, I just think like if they remade it in English, I would definitely watch it. But I also get that there doesn't really seem to be a need or a point to do that, because hold on, I think there's a secret. Oops, there's a secret down here. Because they did do an amazing job with the theory. So I get, and also like, if you are German and you worked on that and you made that, sort of like, it is an amazing series. It is like a tremendous accomplishment to sort of be like, well, we got to remake it in English so people actually watch it. It does feel a little bit offensive, and also like maybe you feel pride that it is in German. So I get it. I'm not necessarily advocating that it has to be. But selfishly, I kind of wish they would, just because I would probably watch that version. But if you are not a lazy bastard like myself, I definitely recommend checking out Dark if you have any interest in time travel and sci-fi. I can again, even having not actually technically watched it, I've watched summaries, analyses, recaps, clips, and I truly think it is amazing. And also, it's one of those rare shows that I think not only didn't fumble the ending, but has like a tremendous ending. So hopefully I'm not overselling the show at this point, but I think it's just tremendous show. And again, goes to my, just always have enjoyed time travel. Terminator 2, Primer, Dark. As a kid though, like the Star Trek TNG episodes where they went through time always really intrigued me. Like that Mark Twain episode, even though some people don't like that one with Data and he goes back and he plays cards and meets Mark Twain and Guinan is there. I really like that episode where they're caught in a loop, and every time they go through the loop they have to send a little bit of information back through the loop to try to help themselves. And then I think at the end they encounter Kelsey Grammer as like a Starfleet captain who was also stuck in the loop because the Enterprise like crashed into his ship and that sent it back in time. That was always a great episode. They just like discover these like faint radio signals of Picard going, "Abandoned ship! All hands, abandoned ship!" And then the Enterprise is destroyed, and then they're like, "What caused this time loop?" Great episode. I feel like there's one or two more really standout time travel episodes in TNG. Star Trek TNG was my Star Trek. I was sort of too young for the original Star Trek, and it looked a little cheesy to me always. Even though like I have seen the odd episode, I don't connect with it. And then I tried to watch some DS9 that existed around the time I was watching TNG, but that one just also didn't connect to me as much. Though, as an adult, I do have to say I have watched some episodes like Duet and In a Pale Moon Darkly or whatever. Those are some of the best Star Trek ever made. So I don't know. Yeah. It's all of the era, guys, like when I play a Terminator 2 game in pixel art graphics, I think, like if this game had come out and it didn't have pixel art graphics, would it be as good? And I know some people out there may disagree with me. I would say no. I would say it would not, because here's the thing is like pixel art graphics are a style that was huge in the 90s because that's all we had. So like if you played a Super Nintendo game in the 90s, it had pixel art graphics. So when I play a game, if it has pixel art graphics, it automatically brings me back to like the 90s in my mind. And then if I'm playing a pixel art Terminator 2 game, where Terminator 2 is out in the 90s, it's like 90s on 90s. It's a 90s turducken, like it really nostalgically takes me back. And I also said many, many times, I personally just really like pixel art graphics. I know some people want like everything to be hyper realistic, and that's fine too. I mean, I think the style of graphics you like, it's like your taste in food. Some people like Italian, some like burgers, some like sushi, and nobody's right or wrong. This is all just flavor. So I think the art style of a game is just flavor, and people will have different preferences there. But for my personal gaming taste buds, nothing gets better than pixel art graphics in my mind. There's just something about it. It looks so chunky and so right. Which, I don't know what that means, but it's just like, I don't know. It's the same reason why animation, like you could say, well, why don't you just make every movie live action? Like, well, there's something to be said about beautiful animation. There's something to be said about beautiful pixel art. Pixel art is the language of games. That's what games used to look like. And I know they don't have to anymore, but there's still something cool about having like really high quality pixel art in terms of it just feels right for a video game. But I don't know. Maybe in like, damn it, I was waiting for that. Maybe in like 100 years, like pixel art will be seen as like an ancient way of presenting games, and everything will be just photorealistic or something. I don't know. I could see it potentially going away, but
factory defenses activated.
Maybe not. Oh, ow. I'm like taking hits here stupidly. Shoot her! Shoot her! It's a little Jurassic Park reference for you there. Muldoon. Shoot her! Kaboom! I think the levels are a little easier because I've played them already, but also I think they're just a little easier being on easy, if I'm being honest. But I will take my rank S as a personal symbol of how good I am as a human being and how smart and capable I am as a gamer. Alright, so she's discovering the Terminator prototypes, which I think in Terminator 3 they revealed that Cyberdyne was trying to build these things, but I always thought, and someone can correct me, I always thought in the original Terminator 2 mythos, the idea was the Terminators didn't exist, like Cyberdyne didn't build those. Cyberdyne just built Skynet, and then once Skynet built auto factories, it designed and manufactured and engineered the Terminators. So I always thought Terminators were not necessarily human-built. They were something that Skynet built, because they're infiltrator units. They're not meant to be like humans didn't have the technology to make walking humanoid robots in the Terminator 2 universe. I know nowadays we can with US robotics or whatever. But yeah, I mean, you know, as we already said, the game is sort of mashing up some different plot points here just to like streamline some things in the plot, which is fine, but just sort of as a commentary. I'm pretty sure in the original Terminator mythos, the robots themselves, the T-800s and their predecessors were all built by Skynet. No human ever decided to make these things. I could see the hunter-killers, the like airships, being whatchamacallits. Jump down. Being human-built. Oh, damn it. But even at that, it feels like all these automated Terminator drone things were Skynet designed and built.
Defense grid 4 online. Identify human and terminate.
Oh, ow. Oh, ow. Oh, God. Oh, ow. Die, you thing. Oh, God. Cover. Gonna take cover here for a sec. This is totally out of Contra. I forgot that they had the, like, spread gun and everything. I do love the sound effects of John Connor's gun here. Like, that is what a futuristic machine gun should sound like.
Checkpoint.
Full health, baby. Oh, I won't get the H gun.
Plasma activated.
Plasma.
Connor confirmed.
Oh,
Confirm on termination.
did I take a hit there? I did. Nice try. Weird robot things. Spider bots. Oh, ah, damn it. Can't really like dodge under their shots. Easily, I guess. They really want you to use that take cover mechanic. Nope. Oh wait, you can roll through things, I forgot.
Termination negative. Failsafe. Deploy Centurion at facility 2. Checkpoint.
Like how John is on this mission by himself. Doesn't he have like soldiers that will do this for him? I was just watching Band of Brothers. The scene where they were attacking the town of Foy. And they had Lieutenant Dyke who was like leading the attack, but he's like highly incompetent. And Lieutenant Winters is like watching him there, like fumble the ball, and he's like, "You have to keep moving." And Winters tries to run out to like take the attack on in himself, and the colonel calls him back, so he has to send Spears in instead. But long story short, like Winters, the the battalion commander or whatever, he didn't run out and lead the attack himself. John Connor didn't even have backup. Not even a single person following him. He's a one-man army. I always thought John Connor, and again, you know, whatever, this is a license taken for the video game. I'm not actually upset or annoyed by this, but My interpretation of who John Connor was in the future is, like, he was a leader. He wasn't necessarily the best fighter, but he, like, taught people to fight the machine, like, to resist, basically, right? Like, don't just capitulate, and even if it seems hopeless, they can be defeated, kind of thing. So, you know, in the same way, like in modern Ukraine, you've got, like, Zelensky, who's, like, you know, leading his people to eventual victory against the Russian scumbags out there. Zelensky isn't himself personally attacking, like, factories and stuff. He is, but he is the leader. He's the inspiration. He's, like, driving his country forward and in all the ways that it needs to be. So that's who I thought, like, John Connor was, you know. Anyway, we just blew up a giant machine tank thing, T2. I wonder if there's a universe, maybe a parallel universe created through time travel, where Terminator 3 was actually a good movie. Not to just, you know, crap on everyone who contributed to that movie. You know, even a bad movie, you have to think about the fact that everyone who worked on it tried to make a good movie, you know? Even, like, I've seen interviews with directors of bad movies who are like, yeah, I really tried to make a good movie. Like, and they explain there were different problems, a producer, whatever. But then there's other movies where, like, the producer was like, yeah, we tried to make a good movie, and, like, there's different reasons. So it's like, even bad movies, even terrible movies out there, no one was trying to make a bad movie. So I sometimes do feel bad for crapping on bad movies. But then, you know, you watch something like Van Damme and Dennis Rodman in Double Team, you don't feel so bad for crapping on bad movies. If you've not seen that movie is a freaking hilarious nightmare. That is a dark fate. It's an insane movie to watch. Double Team stars Jean-Claude Van Damme and basketball bad boy Dennis Rodman. Why? I don't know. I do not know. Dennis Rodman brought his own wardrobe from everything I can tell. Does not look like anyone dressed him but himself. I have to make a jump here. Leap of faith. There we go. But yeah, could Terminator 3 have been a good movie, I wonder? I wonder if there was, like, ever, like, a really good like, screenplay out there. Because James Cameron was not involved in Terminator 3, as I recall. Terminator 3, I think we saw... I watched that in high school. I went to see it in theaters with some friends. And it had recast John Connor. See, so here's the thing is, I was just saying earlier about one of the interesting things about T2 that is there. It's not hidden, but it's like you may not even necessarily think about, is that the whole premise of Terminator, Skynet's trying to go back in time and kill John Connor, prevent him from being born, and in the process, it gets itself uncreated, and it will never come into existence now, because now that Dyson is dead, and he's destroyed all his work, and they've destroyed the original Terminator microchips, it's done. I never liked Terminator 3 and beyond, because they undid all that. And they, like, basically Terminator 2 said it was done. Skynet was destroyed. They succeeded. Then Terminator 3 was like, well, but he's inevitable, right? Like, but he's gonna be back, right? He's not really defeated. And I never really liked that. I felt like it undid, a lot of the sort of message and story of Terminator 2. So, yeah, eat that, you stupid piece of junk. I know a lot of people have said, like, what they should have done for Terminator 3 is a Future Wars, and I agree. I mean, Terminator 3 was just like a less good version of Terminator 2, so I didn't see the point of Terminator 3, other than to reboot the franchise and say, now it's never going to end. Although I think Terminator 3 wanted to lead us into Future Wars. Then we got Terminator Salvation, which I think I only ever watched because I heard Arnold Schwarzenegger's face had a cameo. and they like used a body double for him. And I mean, seeing the original T-800 in action, how can you not go see that? So it's like, I don't think I saw it in theaters. In fact, I did not. But where the hell did I see it? I guess I just watched it at home, and I might have even, I used to call it fast watching, where I would just like skip through a movie and just jump to the scenes I wanted to watch. Because it's like, for a lot of movies, you can skip 5 minutes here and there, and like you get the gist of what happened. And if you jump forward and you've missed something important, you skip back, you know. So I used to call it just fast watching. Usually, fast watching makes more sense if it's a movie that, you know, you've seen before. Like if you want to fast watch Wayne's World 2, which I've seen 1,000 times, you just jump to the jokes that you find funny, and you can skip past some of the other things. You watch the whole movie in like 25 minutes. But if it's a movie you haven't seen, it's a little different. You're missing stuff, but if you think the movie's gonna suck, I mean, you probably don't want to watch the whole thing anyway. It's like you're watching a movie by Van Damme and Dennis Rodman. You don't sit through that whole thing. You jump forward here and there. That was a lot easier, that boss. He didn't drop down worms. One thing that actually is kind of interesting is noticing in that boss fight, he didn't drop down worms. That means on higher difficulty, they didn't just give bosses more health, they gave bosses different, harder mechanics, and I actually really like that. One of my complaints with gameplay difficulty settings is sometimes it just gives enemies double the health, you know, and I feel like that's a very lazy way to make things quote-unquote harder. But by giving bad guys and enemies and bosses like actual different attacks that are harder to deal with, that I think is a really cool way to increase difficulty. Really increases the challenge in a more authentic way and a less lazy way. But I mean, also as a game developer, sometimes the lazy way is the best you can do, you know. So we got good old Robert Pattinson Robert Pattinson. He's Edward. Robert Patrick. Robert Patrick has showed up. He was supposed to be like the whatchamacallit, Rolls Royce or whatever. Or no, James Cameron described the T-800 as like a Panzer tank and the T-1000 as a Ferrari. Okay, I'm going to skip this level in the playthrough because I included this level in the previous video, and at the end it actually has the Born to Be Bad song or whatever it was. The Bad to Be Bad, I think I called it. And I actually had to mute audio in the previous video, and I don't want to have to do that again. So I'm just going to skip this level. I'll cut it out. I'll see you on the other side, and we'll do one more level together. Alright, rank S. I beat up a bunch of guys as the naked Arnold Schwarzenegger. And I did it very well. Alright, I think we got Pescadero. Mental hospital? No, we got Reseda Mall. Right, that's right. I guess we'll just catch up to where I left off. And then, well, as I say, I want to like keep playing this through. So I'll have to make another video where we actually pass. But it's not, you know, it's about the journey together, guys, right? We're not here to rush through any of these games. We're here to have fun together. Come on, John. Edward Furlong. That guy looks so rough these days. It's so unfortunate because he's a very cute kid. And he seemed like a nice enough guy. I guess, like, I don't really know what happened to him, honestly, but was it just he just got really mixed up in drugs and stuff? It's a real shame if that's true. I know he did this, and he did the Terminator 2 ride or whatever. The Terminator 3D experience that they had at Universal Studios for a while. Which I have heard people say that is actually the closest thing to Terminator 3 that we'll ever get. It's about, I think, a slightly older John Connor travels to the future, the T-800 comes back, and they go and they have to kill like a T-1000, which is like a liquid metal guardian protector of Skynet, while Skynet is like in its factory or whatever, its home lair in the future. That it's sort of a mix of T2 and Future Wars, and I'm pretty sure it's directed by James Cameron. You can look it up. It should be on YouTube in its entirety. I'm pretty sure Universal Studios has retired that ride. Doesn't exist anymore. Same way it did with the Back to the Future DeLorean ride at Universal Studios. I mean, those things were iconic things, man. And they retired, I think they retired the Back to the Future thing for a Simpsons ride. Which, like, I grew up with The Simpsons, but, like, no. The Simpsons is great. It's not a ride, and it doesn't trump Back to the Future. You know what I'm saying? Like, give me a break. Can you shoot forward? Oh, you can. So this easier one doesn't have the forward gates you have to shoot. It is very interesting how, like, gameplay mechanics change in these boss fights. I can just hold the button. I should have been doing that the whole time. I was tapping it like an idiot. Just breezing through these levels. The T-1000 effects also hold up shockingly well these days. I can't remember if I talked about that in the last video, but one thing I didn't talk about is, so there's a couple scenes where the T-1000 takes the form of another person and kills them. Like, it copies Sarah Connor. Near the end of the movie, it copies one of the fat security guard guys in the hospital here, and then, like, sticks its finger through his eye and, like, kills him. And those effects are actually really convincing even to this day. And I remember watching something once where it was like, how did James Cameron do it? Was it camera trickery or something? Like, no, he hired twins. And not a lot of people know this, but Linda Hamilton has a twin who I don't think is like an actual actress, but she's been in like one or two things, and I think famously this, to stand in for her sister so they could do that like scene. So yeah, it's actually, oh yeah, like if you, like this scene right here, these guys are twins in the movie. That's how they were able to do this scene. And so it looks super impressive effects, but it's just cleverness. I feel like that's what I miss about Hollywood special effects now that everything is computer generated, right? Like, it's so easy to go to computers that is often the first, second, and third thought that everyone has. So people don't even bother to try to be creative anymore. But it's like, there are lots of creative ways to like do kind of cool things in movies. And it's like the effort to find those ways just isn't there like it used to be, I would say, unfortunately, because everything is now just CGI. And CGI does look great these days, but I feel like CGI is best when it's used sparingly and lightly and mixed with practical effects. And one of my favorite examples of this is Mad Max Fury Road, the original one, not the Furiosa one. That one has some computer effects in it. They're really hard to notice. There's maybe one thing in the entire movie that I can, explicitly notice, be like, that is clearly CGI, and that's when the Cycle Gang is chasing the war rig. Oh my god, we're dead. That's actually very scary. When the Cycle Gang is chasing the war rig, and they're kind of like going over jumps and stuff and jumping onto the war rig, there's like one shot where clearly there was actually a ramp for the cyclist, the motor BMX guy, to be able to do his trick, but they like CGI'd it into a rock. And that's it. Everything else, there is CGI in that movie. It is hard to detect. And I'm like, that's how you do it, man. Like, and that movie also famously had virtually, like, all the cars were made practically, everything was, and that's what makes it, like, in my mind, look so good. And I think Mad Max Fury Road, like, love it or hate it, the effects in it are going to stand up for a long time for that one, because it was just, done with the kind of care that you'd get in, like, a James Cameron movie. Ironically, now James Cameron, his Avatar movies are all CGI. Right? Like, he's given up on practical effects. Which I'm torn about, because I'll be honest, I'm a little biased against Avatar, where, like, I don't really care about it all that much. Like, some people love Avatar. I really don't. I've seen 2 of the Avatar movies. I haven't seen the new one, the Fire World one or whatever. That's even out yet. But the first one I never bothered to see until I saw it on a plane, and then I was like, yeah, it's okay. But then I did go see the Waterworld one. And credit where credit is due, it was quite impressive. It was pretty impressive, but even still, I just like it's top tier computer work, you know, computer graphic work. I'm just not sure it will ever hold up in the same way, and maybe it will. Maybe forever Avatar will be considered a great movie, and the whole franchise will be, or whatever. But I just feel like for me, the effects in Terminator 2 seem more visceral and more real. So that's why I feel like they hold up. But I mean, there's a bit of slop. Another, I guess, one sloppy makeup area is near the end of the movie when Arnold is getting, oh god. It's gonna hide. Oh, should I just run? Oh god, oh god. I'm gonna hide here. He's a T-1000 almost got me. Okay, I wasn't sure if that like warning symbol was a T-1000 or not. When the T-800, where Arnold's getting all beat up and like his hand comes off and stuff like that, you can clearly see there's makeup over his hand because his hand is even bigger when it has like no skin. And same with his face, and like when his arm falls off. Oh god, oh god. How do I get out of here? Holy shit. I'm surprised it didn't slide under the door there. Yeah, the scene where Arnold first cuts his arm off at Miles Dyson's house, that looks really good. But then after that, he puts a glove on that hand so they don't have to deal with having the robot hand the whole time. And then when that glove starts to get damaged and you can see the robot hand underneath, they've clearly got his real normal hand. Obviously, they put like robot bits on his fingers and stuff, so his hands look too big. So that's what I mean, where like it doesn't quite fit. Where's that guy going? Probably don't even want to know. Just need to escape. He's just on a rampage. Huh. Sucker. No! No! It's okay. Come with me if you want to live. That's what Kyle Reese said to her. I always thought that John had programmed the T-800 to say that so that she would trust it. But then I feel like they end up using that line in every single Terminator sequel. It's like, I have a bad feeling about this, being in every Star Wars. And then it starts to become like a cliche and a joke. I feel like in T1, Kyle Reese said it to Sarah Connor. In T2, they programmed the Terminator to say that to her so she would trust it. And then let it die. That's it. It doesn't have to be in any more Terminators, you know what I mean? Reset the chip. That was one of our choices, right? Resetting the chip, killing Dyson. I wonder what the other choices are. We'll get two choices back to back here, too. Reconsider. Alright, we stopped her. They have everyone's face except Arnold's. Such a shame. I wish instead of having the Terminator silhouette face, they did like a generic dude. You know, generic Austrian guy rather than Arnold. Rather than having nothing. I don't know. Maybe that would have been worse. Just don't get why Arnold wouldn't be part of this. What was he doing, man? Arnie, you're letting us all down. Maybe there was some rights negotiation problem, I don't know. Such a shame, though. We got a Terminator 2 game without Arnold Schwarzenegger. He was on the arcade cabinets in Terminator 2, the arcade game. Naked and everything. He was just, I mean, like, I think they only showed him from the shoulders up, but he probably had pants on, I guess, at the photo session. Well, maybe not. I mean, hey, you know, it's Arnold Schwarzenegger. If he shows up totally nude, you take his pictures, you don't ask questions. He is allowed to do as he pleases. I guess that's the kind of stuff that got him in trouble. Didn't he get into some trouble for, like, he's being a little, you know, inappropriate with women or something? Not, like, severely, but... have you guys ever seen the video where Arnold gets drop-kicked in the back? There's, like, some video where he's out there and, like, he does a lot of, like, fitness encouragement these days and stuff, and he goes to schools and community centers and stuff, tries to get people involved in fitness, which I think is a great goal. And he was, like, I think at one of these things, he was talking to some people in the crowd. Some dick just walked up, or rather ran up behind him and, like, drop-kicked him in the back. It was, like, such an asshole move. I don't know what the guy was trying to protest. But then, Arnold actually, he wasn't mad, didn't yell at the guy, didn't, like, get upset. He, like, called the guy over, and he was like, "Why would you do that to me?" He was like, no. He's like, I just want to talk to you. Like, why would you do that? Like, he was very calm and, like, actually polite, frankly, to the guy who did that. And I don't have the ending of that story. I don't know what the ultimate resolution was, so I don't know, maybe totally anticlimactic, but I do just remember that happening. It's sort of like, it's around the era when George Bush got a shoe thrown at him, which happened at a press conference somewhere. Oh, God. Alright, so we have been through this section before. There we go. We've got all the bombs bombed up. That was way easier than the last time we did it. I guess we're playing on easy, it makes sense. She's got a swagger to her. Back off, robot. I guess I got pretty far in the game before I failed. For some reason I thought I would have infinite continues, or we could just come back to... Like, I thought we'd die off and we're like, we'll restart and start on that level, you know what I mean? I didn't know you had to start at the beginning every time. That'd be awesome if they got Hank Schrader's actor and had a portrait of him talking. They couldn't get Arnold, but they got Hank. He's like, "You're done, you're finished, Dyson," or something like that. All right. Now we're in the police SWAT van. We just drove past a cop. You think he might get involved in whatever's happening. This is totally like the Battletoads. Up, down, up, down, up. It's just they don't have giant pits you have to jump over, which is where you'd often fail in the Battletoads level. I wonder if I'm missing any game references. This part here is like Wild Guns. I'm gonna name everyone I can see, guys. Dodge. Dodge. Oh, took a hit. There we go. Checkpoint. Take this, Mom. John Connor's packing heat, man. He's got a submachine gun and Uzi. I feel like you never see Uzis anymore. They're a very popular, like, 80s villain weapon. But they're kind of, like, not around anymore. The AK-47, I feel like, has existed my whole life and then some, and will be around forever. It seems like... Oops. Also, like, I'm pretty sure the M16 got replaced by the M4 or something like that. It doesn't exist anymore, but they look so similar, it feels like it's the same gun. I don't know. I don't really keep up with guns in real life, just in movies and stuff. And I always remember as a kid, it was like the AK-47 was the Soviets' weapon of choice in Vietnam, and the M16 was the Americans. And then you had Uzis for terrorists, and that was most of it. Mixing the odd shotgun and stuff, and you got all your weapons in there. Oh, ow. There we go. Down he goes. Oh, there's a liquid metal! The liquid nitrogen truck, we just passed it. Oh, and then here's, yeah, Grandpa's... Well, I don't even know, what was the sign on the side of this? Bolagol Gardening. Right, it was like a garden. Oh, this is a famous scene. I love this scene. Never gets old. It climbs on. Yes. I love that they recreated that in sprites. In pixel art. Beautiful. That scene is so heroic. He like climbs on and like topples the whole truck, crash into the ironworks or whatever, wherever they are. The iron melting factory. When I went to Warner Brothers Studio years ago, I went with some friends to California and we did like a studio tour, and they put you in a room ahead of time and showed you like a history of movies. It was sort of like a montage to like show all the great movies of the past 100 years. That scene was in there and I was like, yes. Of course it is, you know. Alright, so we get to play as Sarah Connor in this end part here. Oh yeah, oh, and this is another famous scene, of course. Awesome special effects that still hold up to this day. They should just start picking up pieces and throwing them in the melted, the molten metal, but I guess they didn't know. It's easy in hindsight to be like, you should have done this, you should have done that, but it's like, you know, how would you know? Run, John! This is kind of fun. We're like doing all these little tricky traps on the T-1000. Oh god. Was I too slow? Wonder what the T-1000 would do after it did kill John. Would it just stand there and be like, well, I got no beef with you anymore? It probably would. Like in Terminator Dark Fate, that movie that they did. After the Terminator killed John, it just walked away. And then it went on to later get into a monogamous, non-sexual relationship and sell drapes. that's for Terminator's head. I don't know. I mean, I won't lie. It was great to see Arnold in that role, and those lines he delivered were hilarious. Best part of that movie, but a little silly. I'm following you, John. Oof. Gotta be quick on the draw with that thing. Back off, buddy. Are we really waiting for steam? There's a freaking T-1000 after you. Take a few licks. Oh no. Oh, they're fighting. Is he gonna reverse? Yes! I love that scene. Oh, and then he like punches into him. Is he gonna like ram him with the bits? Oh, they're just gonna fight forever, okay. It's a cool little sequence. I love that. Slide. Oh god, that was quick! Ah, damn it. Getting steam burns here, John. Ow. Oh god. I'm gonna die to steam. There's a T-1000 chasing me. My health is gonna get taken down by steam. Oh, there comes the T-800. Boom. Well, they kind of skipped over a bit of the most dramatic parts of the final thing. Okay, so in the normal game mode, we made it to like the second last level before I died. So I was very, very close to beating the game my first shot. Rank E for excellent, for amazing. Not close to an F. Adios. Shink. It's over. Not yet. There is something else that must be destroyed. He's supposed to say there's one more chip. No. I'm sorry, John. Oh man, they cut out so much dialogue there. Gives this famous thumbs up into the lava. The unknown future rolls towards us. I face it for the first time with a sense of hope. We're in uncharted territory now, untied from fate, masters of our own destinies. That is not how this speech goes. Still, I wonder about the future It almost was. But Commander John Connor, a brilliant military leader who never gave up hope. The world will never need to know his bravery now, but I won't forget it. I'm proud of my son. I like the actual. If the Terminator can learn the value of human life, maybe we can too. That is such a poignant line. Time to head toe-to-toe and end this once and for all. Oh, we get a little post thing. This is cool. This is the Terminator 3 we didn't get, guys. What's... like, now we are in uncharted territories. I don't know what's about to happen. I'm very curious. Alright, so... sorry, actually I just had to do a little detour there. Pause the game for a little bit. One of the benefits of pre-recording things, you have to do this all live. But, yeah, so where is this story going? I am curious. Here's a random thought I had while the game was paused right there. Ooh, we actually get to fight a hunter-killer. You know, I was kind of wondering, because we haven't seen one of these guys. Now, this is really easy on easy difficulty. Down he goes. Oh, they got the wreckage here, too. That's pretty sweet. Here was a totally random, it had nothing to do with Terminator, but I was kind of thinking, like, what food is uniquely American? Just in the sense of, I know a lot of people would say burgers. You know, burgers are American. Or French fries, right? French fries actually maybe. But like burgers and pizza, well, burgers are hamburgers from Hamburg, Germany. Pizza is Italian food, right? And actually, maybe pizza didn't exist in Italy and Americans invented it. But burgers, we could definitely say, you know, as much as, you know, it is sort of American-style food these days to have hamburgers, it was not invented by America. So what I was trying to think of is, like, what is, like, American-invented food? The only thing I could think of, and I don't even know if this is correct, is, like, Texas barbecue. Because I can't think anywhere else in the world. Well, maybe, I don't know. Again, I could easily be wrong with this, but I can't think anywhere else in the world where barbecue would have been invented. It seems like, yeah, maybe that was invented by Texas or America or something, barbecuing. Although, like, in Hawaii, they barbecue stuff, so maybe it was local to native tribes or something. I truly don't know. But is there any food that is technically American in origin, and not just like a variation or like, I don't know, what do you call it when, if America like took the hamburger and made it their own? I guess it's appropriation. It's like German appropriation or something. Anyway, what food is American? Don't know how, whoa! Don't know why I thought of that while playing Terminator 2, No Fate, but I did. So I wanted to like throw it out there for you guys to weigh in on. See, there's his hand with the like robotic elements where the makeup, it was and is good, but it's just like, you can kind of tell it's fake. So just thinking about things that don't, could be seen as not holding up. I could see pointing to that. The T-1000 effects, though, arguably are like pretty solid. Those, I think, do hold up. Alright, so that guy wasn't too hard. I think I did him better the second time than the first. Definitely took less damage there. Now, this part is tricky. I think maybe I can shoot the lasers. Yeah, okay, I didn't shoot them before. I was like, how are you supposed to avoid those laser beams? I was trying to, like, hold the left trigger and stand still and aim like it told me to. Ah. Okay, can't shoot that guy there. You gotta be a little more careful around here. I thought there would have been a checkpoint, but there's not. I'm gonna go through this section a little more slowly. Have some patience. doing his calf exercises. Wait for the platform. Oh yeah, and I have grenades too. I forgot about that. Oh, is this the time displacement device? Oh god. Oh, I didn't roll. Giant crab creature. Protecting the time displacement device. I was gonna say advice. Device, of course. Oh. Whoa. 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 Rolling through those is the best way to handle it. Can I jump? I feel like if I jump, this thing is going to damage me. Oh, I can throw grenades up at its face. Hoo-yah, hoo-ha. There we go. Oh, we blew up one hand. Oh, but now there's a series of purple dotted bullets coming for me. It's tricky. Oh god, kill this thing. Had like no health in the health bar. Did you see that? It's like die already. Okay, not too bad. Really reminds me of Contra 3. These future levels are so like nostalgic for Contra 3. Except John Connor doesn't jump as high as the guys in Contra 3 did. Kind of a cool level. Can I throw the grenades? I totally can. Oh, ow. Oh god, get out of there. Again, where's John Connor's backup, man? He should have some. Oh, you can shoot straight down. I just assumed it was an old school video game where you had to jump if you wanted to shoot straight down. Let's get some health here. Okay, we made it to a checkpoint. Yeah, this thing's going down. Alright, we've killed it twice from 2 different angles. What else does Skynet have in store for us? Rank E. Complete the spare Dyson route. Complete story mode on easy. That should do it. Do you understand your mission? Affirmative. Oh, then he goes back in time. Godspeed, soldier. Here's to a better future for all of us. And we did it! Terminator 2! No fate. I think I'll make at least one more video because I want to see what these like alternate choices are and other game modes. We'll take a quick look before I stop the video here after these credits roll here. But yeah, so far had some fun with it. Now it is shorter than I thought it would be, but I am really curious to see what these extra modes are. Also, I am holding out hope that there's going to be an expansion for this down the line that will add Arnold Schwarzenegger's face. And also, as I said in the last video, this game is ripe for a Terminator 1 expansion, like so obvious to do. Don't do Terminator 3 1 developers, but Terminator 1 is the direction you want to go in. Get Michael Biehn. He would sign his face rights to you in an instant, I'm sure. He's such a cool 80s character. You got Terminator 1, you have Aliens. I wish he had done more. I really liked Michael Biehn. He was in The Rock with Sean Connery and Nicolas Cage. He was the good Navy SEAL or whatever, the like strike team that tried to sneak in and stop Ed Harris. That is a great movie too, actually. I'm not a huge Michael Bay guy because I find his movies are more spectacle than substance sometimes. And he went deep into Transformers and like it was, I don't know, I just didn't follow him on that path. But The Rock, I think, holds up. It's I've heard it be described as like an unofficial James Bond like legacy sequel. Because it's like Sean Connery and he plays a British secret agent who was caught and this and that. And I'm like, yeah, you could view it that way. But it's kind of a fun movie. Nicolas Cage is always a hoot. That guy's pretty cool. In loving memory of Samuel Tiny Lewis, a true retro fan, published by Reef Entertainment. Thanks for playing. We'll be back. Terminator 1 Endoskeleton. Look at all these rights they had to get. Bad to the Bone is in there. It's funny that they paid for those rights. Honestly, it's fine that they wanted to do that. I would not have batted an eye if they didn't have it in there. And in fact, it makes playing the game annoying because you gotta, on YouTube anyway, if you don't want to be demonetized, you gotta cut that section out. But 3 deaths. Rank A. I think I could do normal. Like, now that I've seen all the levels and stuff, and I realize that it's a one-shot deal, like, you don't get do-overs, like, I would try harder for some sequences, and I'm pretty sure I could do it on normal. Try another path. I'm really curious about this no fate stuff. J. 2.3 million. I crushed the high scores. What's in options, by the way? Remember in Contra 3 it was like 3, 5, or 9 lives or something you just said. What's the database? It's like a bunch of... Oh! Only a coward hides their face. These are like all the different... Like... What is this? The MID. Watch your step. Hazmat Task Force. It's pretty cool. T-800 Exo. The classic. Yeah, those guys look so cool, man. I still have that action figure. Ooh, dual wielding. A turret edition. The sprite work on this is very good. Very good. Let's just go in here real quick. Complete boss push mode to unlock. Complete alternate story mode to unlock. Complete alternate story mode path to unlock. So I think alternate story modes are now unlocked. So I'm going to play this again. We'll do at least one more video on this where we're going to investigate that and see if we can change the fate. No fate. So a lot of time travel. Sometimes, you know, one solution to the time travel paradox is Predestination. Oh, that's another good movie, actually, Predestination. That is a great time travel movie with an amazing ending and very cool. But sort of the idea that you actually can't change the past, because if you go to change the past, whatever you try to change you will cause what you're trying to change, kind of, you know, like it's impossible. But obviously this is taking the idea that you can change the past, this video game. So in any case, we did not get to play as Arnold's here, so I'm betting some of the alternate paths will let us do this. So I'm looking forward to this alternate stuff. Guys, I hope you've enjoyed the video. If you had, don't forget to like and subscribe, and I will be back soon. I'll be back with more Terminator 2D and retro games and indie games and all sorts of stuff. So until next time, my friends, you all take care of yourselves, and we'll see you soon. Hey guys, peace.